So before we remove, we add like insert the support scaffold and get the roof. So, so we need a support something like a bar, support bar or scaffold to support the roof and check it up a little bit because the column is bending. So you want to push the roof up. Okay, so you can see for the first half for this, you can say add support bar, scaffold or roof, whatever you want to type in here. And then the second one can say remove damage column. So that could be another thing. So and then we can say install virtual column. Okay. So it's like so normally we install the 4x4 in, and then we wrap that 4x4 with the ornamental. Install and wrap, you said? Yeah. Install and wrap. So basically, when you use our software, you type in each different task that you're doing, and based on, so we have a unit of measurement. You can say, square feet, square yard, a bunch of different things. But you can just say one unit, just saying like, okay, whatever your company charges, let's say 1,000 to do this, then it'd be that. And to remove it, you can say 500, and to install, which includes materials and labor, you can just say maybe. I'm just putting any number here, so it's always going to be different for you. Okay. And for just this quick demonstration, so here, if this is everything you're going to be doing, pretty much you are done. Okay. You can also add notes here. You can just say clean up porch, or clean up porch, clean up and maybe wash porch. Mm-hmm. So that's something. It could be something different. Whatever you guys want to do. Okay. And then once I have everything set up here, I can go to the summary, and then I can show my clients, okay, we have, let me just hide one thing here. So we have a total of 3,500 to do the porch. Okay. And when I scroll down, I can show my client, okay, this is what we're doing. We're adding a support, we're removing, and we're installing ornamental column. What you can also do is show the total for the porch. You can also show the details. Give me 1 second here. And then at the bottom, we have the payment schedule for the 3,500, and then that's it. My question to you, do you show your clients the breakdown of each cost, like material cost? Yeah, labor cost? Sometimes they want the breakdown, sometimes they want like each item, the cost of each item. Okay, so this is the one that I just showed you is one way you can show it. If you're just going to show the grand total to your client, we can go back and edit the estimate. Let's say I want to add to the scaffold, so I want to show some details. So let's say I click this here, this pencil. I open this. I can add, let's say, there's finished material, other material, and subcontracting. So I can say other material. I can say, I'm going to set it to default budget. I can say the scaffold, maybe to rent it. I'm not sure how much you guys. I'm just going to put 500 for the scaffold, and then I'm going to click save. And I said before it was 1,000. Now the 500 is added.
Okay.
So I go in the summary, which is the estimate, and then I can go here. So right now it doesn't show the material, but I can show it here. Other material. So click save, and now it shows scaffold at $500. So your clients can see the breakdown of materials. So if I go back in my estimate, I can go to, let's say, the column, all the finished materials like the wood. I'm just going to put any items here. So I'm going to say maybe, we'll use unit, but you can always use something else. We'll just say, I don't know how many the quantity, we'll just say 5. Each of those pieces of wood will cost, let's say 400, or no, that's too high. Let's just say 200, 1,000. And then go ahead and click save, and I go to the summary, and then now in my install and wrap ornamental column, I have my materials being shown here as a breakdown. You have a question about that?
Okay, so it's just the price for the item. Like for example, the item 1.2, 1.2. Can we make it show like for every item?
For 1.2?
Yeah.
Yeah, so here this would be 1.2, remove damage column. So you can say maybe the other material, you can say I'm going to change it to budget. So you can say disposal fee maybe, if you want to throw away the junk. So disposal fee maybe $400. And I click save and go to the summary, and I go down here. Now we have the disposal fee for removing. So if you add these numbers up, you'll get this. Let me see, 500, 1,000.
So how come there's like rate, budget, and finish?
Let me go back. So the rate
is the hour, or it's like unit rate per unit.
Let me go back here so we could go into more detail about it. So right now the labor rate is at $50.
Okay.
If I go to support bar at scaffold, I can open this. I can see my $50 labor rate.
Mm-hmm.
And in here, in this detail here, so the scaffold, renting the scaffold is $500. If I add the labor and the material, which is the scaffold, 1,000 plus 500, I get my rate here.
Okay.
And if I look at the other one, let's say the ornamental column, same thing, 2,000 plus 1,000, 3,000. Also, you want to keep in mind about the labor hours. So let's say, because our system calculates based on the rate, it's saying, okay, it's taking 40 hours to install that, but sometimes the number might be too high. You can say it's only going to take us 8 hours to install the column. So now I changed the price here. Before it was a bigger number, it was 40.
Okay.
But now I can say it's 8 hours and still keep the same rate. And now it's only $1,400 to install a column. So I can go ahead and click save. And if I go into summary, I can also show the labor cost. So I can go down here, I can show 8 hours times the rate. I get the 400, and then the rate down here for the wood.
So then, how do we export that, like to PDF?
Sure. Yeah. So what you can do. So once you're finished here, everything is calculated correctly, and based on your labor hours, it's gonna give you a number of working days. And then in the bottom here, you can sign your own name. Sorry, let me just put your name here. You can sign that, and then you can do this. You can send the estimate to your client, whatever their email is, if you want to send it through our software, or you can just download it. Amazing. It will be a PDF file.
So if we if we send to the person email, will it be like a login, or is they must use the same software?
No, they just open their email, and when they open their email, it's going to show them this page, but it doesn't have these controls. This is for you. But what they'll see this here, and then up here it's going to say accept and sign estimate. And once they do that, you'll get an email saying that your client accepted your estimate. Or if you want to do it manually, you can always download it and then attach it to your email. Also print it. So once you get the PDF, it will look like this. Okay. Go back. Any questions?
Yeah. So so in the template, will the price change based on like the zip code location? If we have to give estimate in like several different locations?
So unfortunately, our templates are based on national average. So if you know your own pricing to your material, you can always change it. So let me show another example. Let me just create another estimate under your account. I'm going to show you the deck test deck estimate.
So it's national average, and then we adjust the material and the labor price?
Yeah. So let me go ahead and show you one of the, let's choose the deck. I chose the deck, so it's added here. I can always just rename it. So I'll go ahead and click next. In our deck template, it already has information for you to just click on check. Okay, you don't have to type in anything anymore. You can always check what you need to do for the deck. So the deck will have 9 different items. So there's preparation, the footing, decking stair, the rail painting, and more. Each of the item will have a list of things that you can do for the task, for the preparation for the deck. Let's say, like your porch, you said scaffolding, right? We already have a price on the template. It's $1,000. I can click check. But if you don't charge $1,000, you can always change the price for your business. I'll go ahead and go to the second item. I'll click next. So it's asking for the footing. We already have information here that you can just pick. So let's just say build custom concrete post pieces. I just click the first one here. At default, it shows 10, but maybe you guys only need 6. So based on 6 times the rate is labor and materials as well. If I click on here, I can see the detail. I can see the post base hardware, cement mix. These already have the pricing, but again, if the pricing is too low or too high, you're going to have to change that manually by hand.
Will that detail show when we send to clients if we want to?
Yeah, you can show these the breakdown of each item. So let me go ahead and finish this estimate. Also here in our templates, there's already notes that you can just check. Again, you can always we let the user just type in anything if they need to add to the notes, or even here you can add more information. Let me just finish this estimate. And if the template has too many items, you can always customize the item list. Let's say you're not going to do lighting, painting, or if you're not going to do any of those, you can just check it. Now I only have 7 items in my template. You go ahead and just pick all of the items here, what I need to do. So, like, for example, also like handrails, there's different kinds of handrails that you can use here. And I'll go ahead and click that. Then once you're finished with your estimate, do a quick summary. I'm always going to hide the material budget because I think depending on your business, if you're just going to show the grand total, you can do that there. I can go down here and I can also show material, labor cost, and total. I can show that here. This one's wrong, so let me modify that. It shows a negative number. I need to fix that. So I'll go ahead and click summary. And then here in the bottom now we have all our information.
Okay. But the material, so the material breakdown will be in the bullets, right?
Yeah, in the bullet points here.
I see.
If you want to show it up here, like in the beginning, you can show labor and material cost here. But this is just for the item. Everything that's calculated in the bottom is all this here. But you can always customize what you want to show to your client. So let's say I just want to hide everything. I can do that. If I want to hide finished material, I can do that. I can just show what we're doing. If I need to set up my payment schedule, I can say we'll need you to. You can just say for this first one, you say first deposit or final payment. Oops. And then I can find my estimate. So with our software, you control what you want to display, how much you're going to set the pricing for the materials, and again, the pricing for materials is based on national average. So if you have your own pricing, you'd have to set that up on your own. And let's say you set up your own pricing based on your zip code or your city. Let's say you modified our template with numbers that you always use for every deck job. You can save your estimate. Save your template so that you don't have to change the pricing all the time. And other features you can add, you can print out your material list. If you need to print that out for your company, you can also print out your labor list here. So it shows here how much you guys are paying to do the preparation for labor hours. Same thing here with the material schedule. And then also, if you guys want to add overhead and profit, you can also do that too. So let's say I can add 1% profit, 1% overhead. I can also put sales tax, and it will give me this here. If you want to give a discount to your client, you can add that too. Yeah.
So the profit will show to the client too?
So what we do, if you want to hide the profit, the only option we have that we gave, that we put in our system is to just add it to the labor. So if I do that, it hides it, but it adds it to this labor here. It will add it to each of the items here. It might not be the most accurate, but it's the only way we hide the only way we add and hide the overhead and profit is we put it into the labor here. You can show as much as details as you want, and then we'll show up here. And if you want to add more templates, you can add as many items as you want. So you can add concrete, you can add ceilings, and if I do that, let me just show you. Sorry, pick some items here. Basically, when you go through our estimator, you just pick and choose items, set up the pricing. So now, let's say I add two or three templates, it'll show up like this. So deck, paving, ceiling tile, just different categories. And then here in the bottom, we have all of our new items. Any questions? I hope it's not too confusing.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, can I call back when I found a additional issue that I need to learn?
Yeah, I would advise maybe just playing with the software just to understand how it works before creating an actual estimate.
Yeah.
And then you can call me or send me a message through the chat if you have any questions. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, no problem. It works for you and your business.
Okay.
Okay.
Have a good day. Bye.
Hey, you too. Bye-bye.